I want to commend you for getting them here in the early mornings. They have done a really great job. Their attendance overall has been really great in a super weird year. So thank you so much for getting them here, getting them up. Next year, it's during the school day, and I just have to say, at least my schedule is now, right before lunch. And so you see where the cafeteria is, and you see where my room is. So it's a good thing. They will have orchestra throughout the day now, starting in middle school and all the way through high school. So no more early mornings unless they join the Fiddle Club, which they should. I'm so looking forward to having these students in orchestra next year. And it'll just be really great to continue to work with them. And then Mr. Carl will have them at the high school level too. So a great opportunity for them to continue playing their string instrument. Just one other note, kind of odd, but the toilets flush very loudly. So if you wouldn't mind trying to not slip out during the concert for that, it's just very loud. And we're going to be playing 3 short pieces for you. So first we're going to start with Impulse. This was our first kind of full-length piece that these students learned. A lot of them started it this summer in summer orchestra, and so here is Impulse. So while they're flipping to our next piece, I just want to give a couple announcements. So we will not have any more elementary orchestra for the rest of this week. We have a middle school concert here tomorrow, so we're going to be using our time for that. But I do look forward to seeing these students next week, Tuesday and Friday. Those will be our last orchestra rehearsals for the year, because all of a sudden, it's the last week of school after that. So Tuesday and Friday of next week, we're going to get started on some music for summer orchestra and continuing on to 6th grade. So with that, in your program, there is information about summer orchestra. I know a lot of these students participated last year, and I'd encourage them to do it again this year. They will kind of be the top dogs in their group, along with the students that just played in the 4th grade concert. So it's a nice mentorship for them to be able to work with the younger students and show them how it's done, because these students are doing awesome. So summer orchestra, get signed up for that. Not till August, so you might be ready to send them away for a little bit at that point. And I would welcome them to come and play with me here. So next up is the piece Can Can by the famous French composer Offenbach. You'll probably recognize it. It's a French dance. And just a reminder, students twice through this one, there will be, it's a duet, so there'll be some students playing an A line and then some students playing a B line. And we're going to have an introduction by 2 of our cellists, Sophie and Addie. So that was one of our karate belt pieces in 5th grade orchestra. You see ribbons on a lot of these students' instruments. Can you hold them up if you got some ribbons? Awesome. And so they earned karate belts by learning different songs. And so that was one of our pieces for that. A few thank yous before we get to our last piece of the concert, the custodians for setting up our audience seating. Our administrators, Ann Heck, Grant Strobel, Dr. Gottinger, the school board, and our elementary principals. We have a couple of our principals here, Mrs. Ziegler and Mrs. Heck, so thank you so much for being here. And I'd like to thank them especially in a really odd year where I have some friends of mine in Wisconsin and other places that are still doing music virtually. It's really great that we get to see these students in person. Things have been different, obviously, but the students have done a really great job, and appreciate them trusting us and continuing to further their music education. My LGMS colleagues, Kim May and Amanda Kraus, are also here, and our elementary teachers, Karen Kramer and Amy Stanfield, are here, and Mrs. May, thank you so much for your support. We have our accompanist, Carol Barrett, accompanies the 4th and 5th grade orchestras. Mrs. Pam Frazier is one of our orchestra assistants, and Mr. Carl is our high school teacher, and he also helps out here with these elementary students. So, and our LGMS workers, Mr. Duncan, Mrs. Moritz, and Mrs. Clement. Thank you so much. Sorry, I forgot you last time. Mr. Carls is going to do our last piece, Enter the Heroes. This is their first 2-page piece. And it also has a coda, which means it goes back to the beginning and they play a whole lot more. So these students are doing a really nice job with this marathon of a piece. Thank you so much for coming this evening. We're going to have them head back and pack up, and then you'll come out here to meet your families, okay? Let's have the cellos head out first.